conversation, and the screen I am going to share also will be recorded. Someone later can
Yes,
watch
yes.
it. Okay. Okay, so this is the screen I'm sharing. Hope you'll be able to see it now.
Yes, now visible.
Okay. So today's topic is the sensor. It's a kind of laser sensor that very common in industrial automation field, as well as many small uh, measurement instrument OEM machine also is very useful, and also it is used in very large scale military application, automobile application, and something in metal industry as well. We will go through some of the application, but let's see who are new today. I think Firdaus, from beginning, I see him. Rahul, I have seen few times. Rupesh, I think new. Hello, Rupesh.
Yes, sir. I am new. Just I got a
Okay,
mail from your uh, mail ID. So just I was looking in this and interested in learning about the programming.
okay. So tell me about yourself, what you do, and
Yes, sir, myself Rupesh Kokula, currently working at Navi Mumbai and pharmaceutical company,
okay,
and working as an instrumentation as well as maintenance engineer in pharmaceutical department.
okay, good. Pharmaceutical industry is one of the safe, I would say, for automation engineers because
Yes,
it
sir.
has.
Most of the engineers do come here also for programming as well as and different kinds of modifications and related to that.
Yeah, so pharmaceutical companies project actually automation engineers, they love to join in this kind of industry because the kind of complexity, and also a long-term project. Pharmaceutical companies projects are actually run for quite long term, like 5 years and 10 years, because to establish a pharmaceutical company or a plant needs a lot of planning, qualification testing, and verification testing, and lot of approval. So project runs years after years.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
you
so
are right, sir.
engineers get happy and kind of easygoing kind of thing, but their formula and the process is very much strict and verified quite large number of engineers. I am
Yes,
also working right
I
now.
think the job security is also is very high there.
Yeah, because every change in the code need to be verified by 2-3 person,
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir. This is right, sir.
validated by senior someone, and also
Give quality assurance and the team uh, looking in deeply for each and every activity which engineers are doing on that.
right. I did work short time myself when I was in Malaysia. Just what happened? Oh, sorry, I have to switch the screen. Okay, so when I was working in Malaysia, one of the company from Australia, uh, they asked my company that time, and it was a Malaysian company, local company. They asked to do some typical programming, like uh, they didn't have money to buy DCS system, so they wanted DCS kind of solution, but using Siemens S7 PLC 1500 series. So my company actually was quite bold and decided that okay, this is possible, we can do it. and I was principal engineer that time and designed the template for it was STL language that time. It's a statement language, list language, very complex. I would not say very complex, but it's less used in Indian subcontinent and mostly used in European industries. But it was then IEC standard language. Recently, it was removed from IEC language, IEC standard. I was able to successfully complete that, programming, and it was very kind of automated programming, I would say. So, customer was designing the flowchart in Microsoft VCO software, and one of the freelance engineer, someone from Australia, they hired to do kind of generate the text file from flowchart. So I was able to give them some template STL language from Siemens S7, Semantic Manager, and using that we were able to generate the PLC code. Like every time they give flowchart in one click, we would be able to generate all the FB, FC, and data block and everything needed for the program. And linking here and there, everything is done in the flowchart. It was interesting then, and that project copied again multiple times. I don't know till from 2010 to 2017. So last time I connected with that client 2017, it was they were still using my template codes, and I don't know, maybe tens of plants they have copied that project. But right now I'm doing similar kind of project, but it is large scale, I would say. I'm just little bit part of the whole system because a lot of teams are involved: France, Spain, USA, German, and then in India, 2 teams, Bangalore, Hyderabad. So a lot of teams are involved, and I really don't know actually who is controlling all this. It's a too big system. So I'm part of the 2 teams now, managing 2 teams as a Scrum Master. So we get actually part and parcel, small codes to do, but the whole system is someone is managing. But when I was working with the small company, we were responsible to execute the whole project. So start from and everything was in our control, like AutoCAD drawing, wiring, panel inspection, panel wiring, coding, parameter setting of drives, and PLC coding, PLC, upload, download, running, and loop checking. Everything was in our hand. So we knew everything that time. But as I understand that as you climb up the ladder in big company, you become part of team, small team, because these projects are running for 5-10 years, and the planning is changing every day, every few weeks. Some part of the feature will increase, so their project will grow slowly. It's like Microsoft Windows in 1998 and Microsoft Windows in today's now. Can you imagine how much changed? And the feature and the software, it's like a whole industry around Microsoft Windows operating system. And based on this operating system, now there are thousands of operating systems. So those big companies are like that. They start small and then they generate huge amount of data and big project. So I hope everyone learn the things they want to contribute in industry, and also gain momentum that in one day they will be able to start their own company, or to become a leader of big team, so that they can do some more, kind of, they manage bigger team, I would say.
Sir, I just wanted to know from you that if I'm joining that new company who is
Mhm.
supporting from India to North America, so
Mhm.
what will be the difficulties or what will be the task actually? So we can manage from project from here to from North America.
So you will be working on Rockwell, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So mostly nowadays, if you are working from remote, that means they will be providing some kind of laptop, one laptop they dedicated to you for remote work. And from that laptop through VPN, you will be connected to virtual machine. That virtual machine is, hosted in some cloud service. Maybe you don't know. You don't need to know where those, server is
Okay.
located. So in that
Okay.
server, every software will be loaded for you, and that cloud server will be connected to many, hardwares and whatever hardware required, PLC, HMI, or other softwares, and maybe connected to a network. You will be working with a group of people, and all of them are connected to one particular network. So it will be like local network, how you connect in your office right now. You can connect to your printer, your other, share folder, and other machine, and lab, maybe PLC drives. Everything is connected to local network in your office, right? So
Yes, yes.
now when you work in remotely, it will be same thing, but it will be far away. I mean, different continent, but still you will be able
Actually,
to do your work.
they offering me to that key you have to be work for control logics, compact logics, and FTU AC from
Mhm.
remote location. And basically, they are doing water treatment project. And
Okay.
company name is Veolia Water Technologies and
Mhm.
Solution. And working hours 2 p.m. to 12 p.m. actually. So I have to.
Yeah, I think working hours should be like that because of the time zone difference. But that should
Yes,
not be much difficult because most of the work, um, you will be doing daytime and
yes,
still,
yes.
finish early maybe.
Actually, in our small company, we are doing everything from starting to end, and they are like
Mhm.
panel testing, cable scheduling, commissioning, and testing, and after that, handed over to the client in our local sites. So I hope they
Right,
will just give us some assignments, and now we have to be complete assignment on scheduled time.
right.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, sir.
Okay, let's. I want to start start from mhm, laser sensor, right? So I think few of the links I have shared in the link here, laser sensor and how it works. Actually, there are many kind of laser sensor. Just let me go through quickly. I don't want to dig deep into it because as you come across this kind of sensor, you actually invest time during that time. You don't need to learn in advance. This is not required. Uh, Adult
Yes.
people don't learn much in advance. They learn when they need to learn. Okay, so here is one application in clear picture. Hello.
I think this is one conveyor belt and for product counting process is there.
Yes, it's actually counting the number of box
Yes,
moving by this box. Let's say there is one big box here collecting the number of box. So
yes,
when four box is passed through this conveyor is stopped, so the operator can change the bigger box and put another box here. and it
Yes.
will count of something like that. So it can be, you can imagine anything. It's possible to
Yes.
count
Yes.
any kind of object. It's not just box. It can be
Yes.
any other object as well.
In pharmaceutical industries, there are many conveyors like this for bottle line as well as super weighing. All these kind of are been installed at pharmaceuticals.
Right. So here it is mentioned different kind of sensor, and then this is actually triangulation. This they call it. So one sensor transmit the laser and hit the another surface, and some portion, maybe some percentage of that signal return back to the receiver.
Receiver. Yeah.
So so there is some calculation it does, and it gives analog signal or maybe the pulse to the PLC. Okay, so that is one application to count something. Okay, so this is
It
the,
is analog signal or a digital signal?
it can be analog, it can be digital. It depends actually. If
It's
I
on
want to,
sensors.
so in this case, it is actually pulse. It's a pure
Okay.
counting. But if I want to measure the distance between here to here, then it can be analog. It
Okay.
depends. Maybe sensor has possibility. It can give analog and digital, but maybe in this case we don't need analog, so we just use the digital one.
Okay.
And this is another application, doorway. So laser sensor transmitting the light, and then there is some hard object, and it reflects back to the receiver. So if someone passes through the doorway, it counts one person. Okay, or it just detects for any thief or some unwanted trespassing. Okay, this is that one. And distance measurement, displacement. Okay, so there are many advantages because it is really popular nowadays, and many applications is being used, even though a little bit costly, but the advantage outweigh the cost. And there are few disadvantages. One of them is physical harm. Like if someone really look into the laser beam, it can damage the vision. So this is one actually health hazard. But the applications mostly designed in such a way that people don't really look into the laser beam itself. Okay, object location, lining up the train track, wire diameter measurement in cable industry. This is one of the use. Welding head for CNC and the mechanical, the welding factory they use also. Brake rotor thickness measurement, vehicle number of vehicle counting, height width measurement, and some the door particle board thickness measurement, thickness of wood, and of course timber thickness. And also I have seen used in a brick mold industry, where or aluminum molding industry, where the mold the hole will be there. There will be one laser instrument attached on top of it. So when the mold is filling the hole, that laser actually measuring the how much the mold has filled. So when the hole is full, the laser sensor gives a signal that's 100% is full or 70% full, and PLC stop filling that hole when it is 100% full. So that kind of application also possible. Okay, so here molding injection is so in that case it is actually analog, so we can get some analog value as well. Distance measurement, this is kind of TOF, they say, time of flight. So when sensor is activated and that kind of the light is received by the receiver, that actually different it's calculated the difference of time and then measured the distance. Okay, so we will not go through anymore. We understand that there are many possibilities. Even the tank level measurement also can be done using laser. Okay. And I have tried actually ChatGPT to answer some of the questions related to, you know, because in this training I will try to use ChatGPT. By doing this, it will become more kind of fine-tuned. What I ask and what answer I accept. Based on then, it gets actually more, accurate next time. So if I ask, tell me 5 most popular application of a sensor, laser sensor with PLC, then it will give exactly the 5 example. Position detection, obviously this can be in any conveyor where we detect an object is position in particular distance. Then distance measurement, level detection, what I said. Presence detection. Finally, surface inspection. So in some of the cases where the surface quality is checked, that also in those. So you see this ChatGPT can actually really write article very human way, but we will not use ChatGPT for this kind of thing, because we are about doing the PLC kind of programming kind of training. We will try to teach ChatGPT how to program, how to write code for PLC. So here we will ask ChatGPT to write a code, kind of specific code, write Codesys ST language program for
So Codesys spelling, I think, need to be correct.
Codesys, right? ST language program for conveyor belt application where objects has to be counted and number of objects reached 100. It has to stop for 5 seconds and then restart. So let's see how it answers our we did one we miss actually the sensor part here, but we'll add it in a minute. So you see, it is actually very almost I would say very nicely commenting each line, and then at the end of the program, it is also describing the code it has written in little bit details. Like in this program, count input signal is used to count object on the conveyor belt, and the reset input signal is used to reset the object count. When the object count reaches 100, belt motor signal is set to false. So belt motor is the conveyor belt motor, which is actually rotating the conveyor. So pulley is connected to the conveyor pulley. Signal is set to false to stop the conveyor belt. Start time variable is set to current time to start 5 seconds stop time interval. So after a stop time interval, the belt motor signal is set to true and to restart the conveyor belt motor. Object count is reset to 0. So this is exactly what we have asked, right? So right, Codesys
Total code,
program.
I think it's given. So we
Sorry.
can copy and paste it. So total code has been given, and we can copy that code, and we can use this code as a in our project also.
Right. So this is a perfect example where we're getting almost perfect code. So here we just need to somehow little bit correct, like this should be our exact sensor input, where this laser sensor digital input should be this one where the pulse is getting. So every time this is true, we count some variable. So just a moment, we go through this program given by ChatGPT, and let's see how much it has done. So this is input signal indicating the object has been detected. So it's like one pulse. It can be one pulse. And this, let's just hold for a moment. Okay, I will come to this. This is output, obviously, the belt motor, and object count. Initially, it is 0. Stop time. So this is 5 seconds. Start time is 0. Belt motor, initially it is true. So when we are calling this block, we are starting the motor. And then if this one is detected a object, an object is detected, then it is incrementing the object count. We don't know, some new members has joined. Can you please introduce? Do you see the people asking to join? I don't know.
Actually, uh, two new people joined here and one left already.
Okay. Okay. If they want to introduce, they can. But okay, we will continue.
So please unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. Now okay.
Yes, now okay. Now okay.
Okay, so I think I just redo this one. This part, you see, this part is kept here and very smart. This ChatGPT, we didn't ask this logic, right? When this, if you in my question, I have not asked anything to restart or reset the count, but very smart that it is actually uh, kind of know the real code. Like practically, we need reset to count, because sometimes machine will function, malfunction, or it's testing. So in testing, operator has to reset and redo again and those kind of things. So it is added this reset logic as well. If reset and then we redo the counting again from zero beginning. And then this logic can be greater than equal to 0. Okay, because that is the best practice. When we say object count equal to 100, because I have mentioned here reached 100, so it is use equals sign, but we can actually use greater than equal to. Belt motor equals to false. It is like when it is 100, then stop the motor, and then we are kind of next time onwards. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Good night.